We'll keep the eyes closed down for a moment and start to bring little circles of the head, nice and slow, inhaling as you lift the head, exhaling as you lower the chin down towards the chest. Make that movement very slow, and then you might start to make it a little bit bigger, moving through full range of motion there at the neck. And as your chin comes to your chest, circle the opposite way, starting slow and small. Feeling into the sensation, and then feel free to make that movement bigger if you wish. As your chin comes down to your chest, hold it here. Take the hands over the back of the head, interlace the fingers. Draw down with the hands, stretching along the back of the neck. And if you haven't done it already, open up the eyes, lift the gaze to look up, lift the head. And the hands slide down behind the back of the neck. You're gently drawing up with the hands as though you're creating space between the head and the neck. And then gently release. Taking the hands down by the sides. Right ear rolls towards the right shoulder. And if you want to take that right hand up on top of the head for a little added stretch, just to weigh the ear down a little bit more, weigh the head down to the right a little bit more. So take your time. If you're joining in, give yourself a moment to ground in. Sit with your breath. And we're going to switch sides. So release the head back into center. Bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. Take the left hand over the head and gently draw it down. Staying connected with your breath. Nice, slow, calm breath. Oh, let's release. Bring the head back into center. Uncross the legs. Place the soles of the feet on the floor. Hold on to the front of the knees. And go through a seated cat-cow. As you breathe out, you're rounding into the spine. And as you breathe in, you're sending your chest forward and your gaze up. So moving back and forth at your own pace. Inhaling and exhaling as you move. Notice how the body feels. Any areas that feel a little bit tight, just stretching into them. Once more in each direction. And then coming back into center. We'll cross with the non-dominant cross of the leg. So whatever way you naturally want to cross, switch the cross so you're sitting the opposite way. Fingertips on the floor, spine nice and long. And we'll sweep the right arm over into a side stretch. And then you can walk your left hand out a little to give yourself that little bit of space. Let the left elbow bend. Turn your gaze to look to the right. And lengthen from hip to fingertips. Fingertips to hip. With the next in-breath, come up. And as you exhale, switch sides. Take the left arm over. Walk the right hand out. Start to soften into the right elbow. And then turn your gaze to look left. That's it. Ground down into the left side of your hip and stretch from your hip to your fingertips. Good. Come back up on the in-breath. And as you exhale, take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers and sit nice and tall. Reaching the knuckles down towards the floor. Shoulder blades draw back towards each other. The chest is open and you're breathing down over the front body. Good. Let's release the interlace of the fingers. Bring the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers up overhead and flip the palms to the ceiling and holding it here for a few deep breaths, stretching all the way up through the sides of the body, right up towards the palms of the hands. And with the next out breath, release. And we'll make our way to tabletop. So if you're sitting onto any support, you can slide it out of the way. And then coming to hands and knees, bring the hands slightly further forward than the shoulders. Start to rock back and forth with your breath. So it's an exhalation for the hips to go back and an inhalation for the hips to come forward. You want to make that movement nice and gentle, very fluid. You're working into any areas that feel like there's a little holding, a little resistance, taking your time. As your hips come to your heels, create big circles with the upper body. Sweeping around, inhale forwards, exhale back. Take one more circle in that direction, and as your hips come to your heels, reverse your circles. Take it back the opposite way. Let's take one more circle here. This time as the hips come to the heels, let's hold it in Balasana, child's pose. Let the forehead come down. Walk the hands forward. Create that nice long stretch over the back body. And use your breath to help you to surrender a little more into the pose. We'll take one more breath in child's pose. When you're ready, shift forward and come all the way down to lie on the belly. We'll go wide with the hands, take them off the mat and come up onto the fingertips for finger stand cobra. Let your inner thighs roll away from one another. Keep the hips down. And as you inhale, gentle lift of the chest. With the out breath, lower down and flow up and down with your breath. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Take your time, move at your own pace. Really feeling into the pose. How does it feel in your body? Keep the tummy muscles active so there's no pinch in the lower back. And see, can you make it nice and fluid? And the next time that you come down, we'll place the palms on the floor. Take it back into tabletop. Your in-breath reaches the right leg back behind you and your gaze is forward. And as you exhale, curl knee to forehead, round through the spine. Inhale, right leg extends back, lift the gaze, and exhale to curl in. Do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. And then we'll take the right leg back, lift the left hand from the floor, balancing. Take one more breath here. Now keep the abdominals working. And then see, could you bend your right leg, sweep your left hand back. And if you catch the foot, start to lift it up. If you don't catch the foot, you can stay where you are, or you can come back to extending through arm and leg. And gentle release, nice and slow, all the way back into tabletop. On your next in-breath, reach the left leg back behind, lift your gaze. As you exhale, round knee to forehead. Do that again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. One more, inhale. As you exhale, round it in. Now go long with that left leg. And then take the right hand from the floor and find your balance. So everything's working inwards, outer hips, low belly, low back. And then from there, bending the left leg, sweep the right hand back. See, can you catch the foot? If you get the foot, could you lift it up a little higher? Yeah, nice. Breathe into the stretch. One more full breath in the pose. And a slow release. Make your way back to tabletop. From tabletop, tuck the toes. And exhale, lift the knees into down dog. And then breathing in downward dog, pedal the legs. Bend and straighten. Good. Let's come back to straight knees. Sweep the right leg up into the air on the in-breath. And as you breathe out, step your right foot forward. Release your left knee to the floor. Rock back and forth a few times to stretch into the back of that right leg. So take your time. It doesn't matter how far you go in each direction. You're looking for a nice, gentle stretch. Not too much. And then the next time you bend into your right knee, walk the right foot out to the right, turn your toes out, and bring your right hand onto your thigh, about midway along the right thigh. Then start to press that right thigh away so you stretch the inner leg a little bit more. You can turn your torso to the right. Yeah. And we'll hold it here. Good. Release the right leg. Bring your right hand back down. Turn the right toes forward and walk the foot back in. And then tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee like a runner's lunge, hold it here. So now you're working stability, everything working inwards, outer hips, belly to spine, back body to spine, strong in the legs. When you're ready, big step back, down dog, pedal the legs. And then in your own time, lift the left leg into the air, breathing in as you sweep it up. As you exhale, step the left foot forward, lower the back knee to the mat, start to shift back and forth to stretch the back of the left leg. And again, just as far as feels comfortable. So a nice stretch, a gentle stretch. It's not too much. When you're using that dynamic movement to warm up the muscles, the tissues. The next time you bend into the left knee, hold it, walk the left foot out to the left a little, turn your toes out. And then take your left hand about midway along the left thigh. Start to press that left leg away from you so you get a deeper stretch in the inner leg. You can turn the chest to the left a little bit more. And gentle release. Walk that left foot back to center, toes pointing forward, 2 hands on the floor. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee and hold it here. Think about squeezing everything inwards, creating that sense of strength. And the breath is slow as you hold the pose. And then from there, big step back, down dog. Pedal the legs one more time. That's it. And then we'll start to walk the feet up towards the front of the mat. Come to a halfway lift with the fingertips on the floor, bending the knees as much as you need to. And with your out breath, fold down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift to halfway. Exhale, fold down. Last one, inhaling. Exhale to fold. Keep the knees a little bit bent as you roll the spine up on an in-breath all the way up to stand. Once you come to the top, exhale, standing tall, shoulders back and down. And we'll come all the way up to the front edge of the mat. So take a